one quick tip when you're doing video, and sometimes it's great to get a camera that doesn't have a lot of that doesn't take a lot of high frames per second, like 200 frames per second. So this is just off my iPhone at 30 frames per second. I'm gonna scroll through Brady, right? So he starts with the bat wrapped around his head. He comes to swing and it's wrapped around, but look at his elbow height, that's modest, right? The bat starts to blur and bend a little bit. That's the nice thing about the 30 frames per second camera, as you can tell the bat speed. So let's compare the bat speed by the visual of the blur on the left to the right. Okay. Does his load, wraps the bat around his head, more so I would say than in the picture on the left. And what does that start to do? And he gets his elbow up really high, like Bryce Harper. So that's cool. But what does the bat do? Starts to bend. I would say that's a lot more bend in this picture in the right. Right, see how much that's bending right there versus, I mean, how much more it's blurring. This one's bending a little bit, but it's just not blurring the same way that this one on the right is. And so he just really crushes this one off the tee. Gets a lot of good separation, right? If we were to draw a string from his front toe to where his hands are, I promise you that band, that line is way further than the one on the left, right? Because his hands are down by his head. On the other one, his hands are above his ear on this one on the right. And so that bat just really bends and blurs for a nice hit. So just an FYI, last Wednesday, Brady had 5 at-bats, almost had 4 home runs over the fence, did have 3 home runs over the fence. The fourth one was about 12 inches. It was a line drive, but it was just 12 inches too low. But we've been following this guy named Teacher Man 1986, Richard Shank. And he says all hitting is creating 2 pivot points and stretching them against each other to create a sudden snap of the barrel or bat blur. It's taken me a little while to figure out what that is, but what it is this barrel being pointed forward, and so that you really have that barrel starting to come back fast while you get your front hips rotated forward, so that you're staying back and high, and while your hips are rotating forward, and the bat really starts to blur if you can do that. Next guy I love to follow is Rob with Riot Hitting on Instagram. Here's a photo with Teacher Man, Robert Shank, and Rob with Riot Hitting. And these 2 drills right here are the money drills for Brady for hitting home runs.
All the way back there, as far as you can go, and hold it, and hold it, and hold it, and snap. Okay, that way you won't have to do that move to swing. Let's start straighten your feet out. This one about right here, right there. Okay. Okay, now spread them a little bit. All right. Hold that knee straight. Hold that knee straight. Pull back as far as you can go. Snap. Oh,